Someone stop Checo's shoe from floating away. For the love of God, Yuki, just finish your race. Another race down with Haas in the back. Latifi's aiming for the wall. Michael Massey's been sacked. Ricardo's looking like something's still amiss. I can't believe we woke up for this.
Welcome to another season of F1. We woke up for this. I'm here with Loki. How are you doing today?
Mighty fine.
He's mighty fine apparently today. We just had the first race of the season, which was a doozy. If you are a Red Bull fan,
yeah, we are in real bad shape after that one.
I think that's the only team that enjoyed it. I guess we can say Aston Martin had
there was a green team.
There was a green team.
Rocking that green mic.
So let's start. Oh, yeah, I should change my lights to green.
Yeah, we need to be festive a little bit and season.
Let's hop on that Alonso hype train, or is it Aston Martin hype train? What do you say? With Stroll's.
Gotta give it to the whole team. I mean, if it weren't for the second driver, I don't think I'd be as excited.
Okay.
Gotta say, Alonso does help the hype train for Aston Martin really move along. Just hearing him talk about how the car is a pleasure to drive. That's good to hear.
It's a mega drive. He could have driven an extra hour. Oh, come on.
Yeah, when you hear someone as skilled as Fernando say that a car is good, you know it's good. It's really, I don't know. I'm happy for the team. I've wanted them to have success for a while, at least, especially since the rebrand. A big Aston Martin fan before the racing. So,
yeah, and I mean we got to give it to Lance Stroll. 12 days into surgery.
Yeah, 12 days post surgery, he's out here driving, around a racetrack in some of the most extreme cars on the planet.
So let's give it
credit where credit is due. Yeah. I still don't fully understand that decision. I guess maybe they thought that he was maybe the team's best choice for points. The only thing that kind of slipped through my head is maybe they were thinking like they don't want to risk losing up championship points for letting them miss a race, which means they seriously thought he might be like a driver's contender.
Yes, but also even if I don't know, his safety, I think it's bigger than points. But I'm pretty sure Lance Stroll pushed a lot to be on that seat. But I don't know. I thought it was a dumb idea. Even though he got points, I still think it was a dumb idea to put him in that car, especially after what we saw free practice 1.
Yeah. So, I can't, Brad. I can't with the hands.
Yeah, I can't with the hands. And then they had to get him out of the car.
Yeah.
After that. So that was...
I was like, that was a practice session. They expect him to run a full hour and a half on Sunday.
Exactly. How many painkillers?
Yeah, I said, what kind of cocktail was he on?
Yeah. But yeah, good on Aston Martin. So let's back up a little bit. We had...
It's just there.
It's just there. All right, so we had free practices where we had, free practice 2, we had Alonso finishing number 1 ahead of the Red Bulls. Did you see that coming at all? Okay, you don't know about the race, you don't know anything.
Right.
What did you think of that?
I mean, you never really know what's coming in practice. The first practice of the year anyway, you're like, okay, who's showing their cards and who's not. But if you still have an Aston putting it out there, they're cooking something. I mean, you're talking about a team that couldn't have put it in front of the pack if they tried last year.
All right, on that note, what do you think of sandbagging? What are your thoughts?
I don't really understand why you would. I mean, I get not wanting to show all your cards, but like you're kind of already there with your card that you have to race. Why would you sandbag it?
I think you're missing out points. I mean, not points. Testing.
Right.
Like,
Like if you're not getting to use your car like you should, then you're not getting those valuable hours and laps in that you need to, fine tune the car.
no, yeah. So yeah, I'm on that same boat. Like, you already built it. There's nothing you can change.
Yeah.
There's nothing
You can
that
make
other
minor
teams.
tweaks, but if you're not pushing it during those testing laps, you're not gonna know what to tweak anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, we had FE2 with that, and then we had qualifier, which we're all excited because anything could happen, and then not everything happened. We had the
Yeah.
same result that we expected. A 1-2 Red Bull. Then we had Ferrari, correct?
Yeah. It was a
Alonso,
Ferrari 3-4, right? And then Alonso.
and then Merck after that,
Yeah.
and
Excuse
then
me while I just
Hulkenberg.
look these up.
Hulkenberg putting it in 10th place.
Yeah. That Haas car has no pace. Uh, it has
It
one
had,
lap. It has one
it,
lap speed, which is
yep.
nice. But it just does not have the pace.
No.
Um,
Who was 8-9?
8 and 9, Stroll, and then Ocon.
Oh god.
That's
Yeah,
that's a whole nother topic. We're gonna get there.
we'll get to
Um,
Ocon.
Lando somehow pushed that bucket to Q2. Anyone's guess is better than mine.
I mean, we know he's a good driver. I was kind of hopeful for this year. I wanted to see him, compete, but I think they have a lot of work ahead of them for that.
Yeah, GP2.
GP2 engine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that car is a tractor. Everyone else about where you expect. I would have hoped for a little bit better of a result from the Alfa Romeos, but I think they're in a good spot as far as like the race pace went. No reliability issues off the bat. Pretty good pace when they wanted to show it. Qualifying pace may not be there, but there's a lot of competition at the top this year. You got to remember, there's like 4 top teams now.
Yeah. Who
3
is
top
the
teams and then 1 winning team, the Red Bull. So
who is the higher qualifier rookie?
the highest qualifying rookie,
Yeah,
Logan Sargent.
Logan Sargent. If you
He was
remember
also
from
the highest
last,
finishing rookie.
he was 12th, correct?
Yeah, he was running in 8th there for a while too. Probably just a pit stop strategy away from getting points there
In a Williams,
in a Williams.
which
As
it's
we saw
looking.
last year, the Williams is a fast car. I mean, that thing would Albon pushed that thing down the straights like crazy and then limped it through the corners to get some good results. So, a little bit of tuning on that car will probably go a long way.
And him getting comfortable, it is a whole different
Yeah,
beast.
right. And I think the Williams is going to be crazy to say. I think it's a better car than the Haas, the AlphaTauri, the McLaren, and maybe even the Alpine. So I think Williams is in a much better position they've been in the past decade.
Yeah, I think they're maybe top of the midfield.
Yeah, I think they're definitely in that running. Definitely in the top of the midfield running.
Yep. So now let's move on to the race. We had that
The race.
first lap. Well, let's start at the beginning. Lights away we go. What happened to Checo?
What
Happened
there
to
was Checo was taking a siesta. And then but it's just there at the beginning, it was a little bit slow off the line, and then just like everybody just like if you're listening at home, I'm doing this motion with my hands.
of
It
everybody
was
coming together.
just like everybody went in and everybody went out, and he just had to hold on going into the corner 1, which lots of events happening there.
Some touches.
Friendly fire, some friendly fire there in the corner.
Yeah, that was a turn 4 that Lance Stroll just gave him a little nudge so he can get faster.
Yeah, little tabby tap. Yeah.
What are the memes saying?
The memes are. I mean, they're saying, "What is that car made of?" Neither car took damage from that.
First of all,
And
yes.
the spoiler, a little bit later in the race, he came together with Sainz. No damage then either. So the car is fast and strong.
Can we say vibranium?
Yeah,
Lance
is that
Stroll,
what they're using?
Lawrence Stroll has the money for it.
He's researched it and developed and put it in a race car. But yeah, so like a lot of the race, the first couple laps there were a lot kind of going on. But was it by lap 2? Max had already pulled out almost 5 seconds on Charles.
Yeah, no, that race was done at, like you said, lap 2. But for first place.
Yeah, the first place battle was over pretty quick. I think the scariest thing is the unknown right now. It's like how hard was Red Bull pushing? How much do they have left? And they've already mentioned they have major upgrades set to land for Baku.
Yes, I read that.
What do you
what's
what are
left?
You upgrading?
Yeah, like a jet engine for that.
Yeah, they've just developed something new entirely.
Yeah, the fact that they have I mean, again, fast forwarding a little to the right, where they had to like slow down their cars, and they still
they were telling them with like 15 laps left to like reduce their deltas by like more than half a second a lap,
which is ridiculous. I mean, in qualifying, they did say they were complaining about their cars, saying that this car was race ready instead of qualifying ready, and well, it showed. I didn't want to believe it. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
But another thing that was really important to watch there was the tire deg. I mean, they were getting hard life out of softs.
Yes, and we saw the
last
Ferrari
year,
did not.
Deg was a huge issue for Red Bull. It seems they fixed that and then some by putting magic into the tires. Don't know how they did that. Probably because the car is just so fast they don't have to push it and really wear the tires.
Yeah. Yeah, Ferrari had a deg problem.
Deg problems. They showed good pace though. I mean, they were definitely in a clear second position there. At least after the Alonso scuffle. I think it kind of shoved them back a little bit. I think it'd be really interesting to see that battle between Ferrari and Aston Martin, which is really weird to say. It's really weird to say those words after the past couple of years, especially. But that battle is going to be, I think, really intense. You get a healthy Stroll, maybe in 2 weeks' time, maybe a couple more weeks under his belt, and he's got those wrists back to 100%. Then we see maybe no turn or lap 1 incidents between the two, and then maybe you have a really good fight for that second place. Obviously, we saw that the green car is very capable of taking down the red car this past race.
Yeah, the Spanish battle.
Yeah, the Spanish battle. There is a chance that we can get an all Spanish podium this year.
I'm hoping for it. On
Fernando Checo Sainz podium.
Yeah, that'd be beautiful. All right, so a quick question. So we all know Verstappen won. Do you believe in the season opener curse? Meaning that whoever wins gets second in the championship.
Well, there's already been a curse broken this year by pole sitter at Bahrain not winning the race. So I think unless like Max breaks both his legs, I think he's probably a shoe-in to win.
I think so
Either
too.
That, or Ferrari straps bulletproof jet engines on their car.
we'll find out. But yeah, I feel bad. I mean, I feel bad for Ferrari. They had a decent race going on, and then
Yeah, they had a really solid result dialed in, and then Le Pen. I,
yeah,
I at this point, I just feel so bad for Charles. It's just he can't get away from it.
you can't. Yeah, like, at this point, you can't even like laugh a bit because
Yeah,
it's
it was a
so.
little bit funny when it was a little bit tighter, and then now it's like first race of the year. Okay, I feel bad.
Yeah. Let's talk about.
Well, real quick on the topic of the Ferrari.
Yeah.
So, he pulled over, what was it, lap 47?
I believe so.
Somewhere in there. Did you see what it was that failed?
No, I did not. What was it?
The ERS and the control electronics.
The thing that they changed.
Yes. So that means they've used both of their allotted slots for those.
Are you
So
kidding
anytime
me?
that those get replaced again this year, he'll take a 10 place
Grid penalty.
Yep. Season's over
Wow.
for them. Because those will be replaced again.
They will be. That.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
They're a wear component. They are going to be replaced.
I did not know that. I forgot to check on that, but
Yep.
glad you're here.
Yeah, well, I just saw it just a little bit ago. Yeah, taking a 10 place grid penalty for anytime either one of those gets replaced. Now I don't know if they get replaced in tandem if they takes a 20 spot. I don't know.
I don't know.
I need a rule clarification there.
Where is Pleat
You
when we need him?
Yeah, Plead would know, but he's playing hooky this time. So if anybody in the comments knows, educate me.
Yes, let us know, please. Okay, so that blew my mind. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I have two more trouble victims we should talk about before I guess we move on a little bit.
Yeah, go.
Choose which one you want to talk about first. We have the Esteban deal, and then we have the McLaren disaster.
I was gonna get to. I was gonna go happy, sad, happy, sad. So
okay, we can do that.
no, I was gonna the happy would be Gasly.
Yeah, really happy for
starting 20th all the way to 9th. I don't know how he did that.
No, after a disastrous weekend until race time. Just he had a nightmare of a time until then. So, always like Pierre, and now he's got a tough situation with his teammate. So I like to see him doing what he's doing, putting that car in the points.
All right, so this is something we asked on the prediction podcast. When do you think these two are gonna come together? As in, not in a good way.
Are we talking on track or off track?
On track.
On track? This week or this next race. Yeah, I think it's immediate. Jeddah is when we saw him get really bad with Alonso.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine it is very possible for him to do so again this year. There was a little bit more time, I think, last year before the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But it doesn't really change to me like when I think it's going to happen. The track is just really set up for similar cars to run together. Yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to Pierre for that nice drive. Well, and that
shout out my boy Pierre.
And that's a nice segue into the other side of the garage at Alpine. Let's talk about Ocon. What happened in there?
I just wonder who he pissed off. The grid box thing, I don't fully understand.
But if you remember from our watch along, I did call it.
You did say he looked weird, but I don't even know what looked weird about it. Was he angled a little bit too far?
He was angled to the right, too far. Yeah. He just looked off. Like, usually when Max does it, it's just the tires. Like this with him, it looked like the whole car.
The whole car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
That
We'll
was
do a yeah. We'll do a live watch along soon. So stay tuned for that. Go.
yes. um but so the just how bad was it in that garage when they just decided to pull him in and not really serve the penalty?
So what I read and saw was like the mechanic touched the car
Yeah,
uh point 0.4 seconds before the 5 seconds were up, and that's
yeah,
why it wasn't properly, which
improperly
is
served. And then speeding on the way out from that penalty.
I mean that's I, don't-
they
what is
should they
that
should have
is
just
that a
retired
censor?
then.
Would that be a censored thing and not a Alcon thing?
I I have no idea. I don't know if it's like if you're holding the pit speed limiter and then like readjust your grip, you let it off for a second if it would raise it up a smidge and then
Mm-hmm.
you get the speeding. I'm not entirely sure if you have to be holding that pit limiter the whole time or not. Not
Yeah,
a
that's
Formula
something
One
that
driver, just a watcher. So
no, that's something we're gonna
um,
look into because it happened last year, but that was because of a
the
broken
sensor,
sensor.
yeah,
So, uh, so he had in total 20-second penalties.
yeah, 20 seconds and penalties, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
which
and
is brutal.
yes, and he was already not doing well.
Yeah,
Uh, but
not doing well at all. So, what
all
was your other
right,
side of the good token here? What was your next one?
I
'Cause
was
you had the
trying to think
bad.
that. So,
Um, I think maybe like a good highlight would either be um
I was thinking
Bottas putting
Bottas.
in the
Yeah,
points,
yeah.
yeah,
I was thinking Bottas because he
or and or
or
Yuki really driving that AlphaTauri pretty well. And then of course small praise for Logan Sargent getting that thing as high as he did. But Bottas putting that in the points, I think was really good. Um, he did finish, yeah, like 17 seconds behind Russell, but that's pretty good.
yeah, and I mean it's nice to see that he's driving. Like I'd always like his driving, so he's driving more. You can almost say happy. Um,
Yeah, no, I get that from what you're saying. It doesn't seem like he's as flustered when he drives.
exactly. And that mullet, like I said, it adds
Yeah, the
a
mullet
couple.
is sweet.
It adds a couple tenths to your lap. So
He's Toto's favorite porn star.
yes, I did see that. That was uh, but yeah. So that was the good. Again, we got Logan, which I chose to be Rookie of the Year. Who do you have for Rookie of the Year?
uh, yeah, I'm gonna go with Logan, mostly just from the USA side of things.
Yeah,
But I
we
also
had.
think he's in the best equipment to do so. I think everything else aside, didn't Plead say DeVries.
Yeah, he did.
I just don't think the AlphaTauri is as good of a car. I think Nick would be the driver, um, but given the car he's got, I just don't think he's going to be able to make a whole lot happen. But
And Nick has all those off track issues going on with the lawsuit. So
yeah, yeah.
so
But I
you
mean,
know
I
that
was
that gets
I
in your
was
head.
really impressed with the way Logan was driving. Not really any like errors.
Yeah, if
Um,
yeah, if you don't see
I
him much on the main screen, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I had his driver cam pulled up for a lot of the race, and it really seemed like his just like general racecraft was really good. Um, I think at 12 on your debut is pretty good.
Yeah, and not at top. Like, it's a midfield car, so you put it where it needs to be, and he's just gonna get more comfortable as the
Yeah,
year
he's
goes.
definitely gonna grow into that car. He's only had so many months in it anyway. So
Yeah. Then we have the bad side, which is
play
McLaren.
play like some stupid little disastrous sound effect. I mean, how bad does it
Wah,
have to
wah,
get?
wah, wah, wah.
How bad does it have to get at McLaren? I mean, I think they said they have a total plan to like scrap that car and just restart, pretty much. I just think that I think the new design isn't ready yet because they just said they weren't going to develop the car they're in now any further. So maybe the new one that's on the way is going to provide some mid-season promise. But this car is not good. It's terrible.
All right, if you put yourself in Piastri's shoes, what are your thoughts after everything that happened? With
I think
silly
if you're
season, like
Piastri, you're still excited to be where you are. You're still in Formula One. You're still driving for McLaren. Awesome things to say. Um, you get a pass. It's your rookie season, and on top of being a rookie season, you have a garbage car. So you really just get a lot of time practicing. Get time practicing with shit. I mean, yeah, your steering wheel crashed. What do you do?
yeah, fair,
So
fair.
I mean, you get a lot of excuses, and you also get a lot of practice. So high hopes for Piastri when he gets things going. Um, you really can't expect a whole lot out of what he's got with the car now.
Yeah, like you said, a tractor. And then we
It's
have. I mean, I like. I mean, I don't say that I like what they did, but yeah, it turned into be a testing session for McLaren at the end. Uh,
Yeah, Lando was running probably. I mean, he pitted 7 times, probably testing different setups. Had to keep coming back in and getting some type of pressurized
Pressure,
system.
yeah, on the left
I don't
side
know
of
if that
the
was air or hydraulic or what it was, but not a great look for a team that had a car, pulled out of the race for a steering wheel issue. Really weird. Um, but once they're at the end, that car had some pace in it. It was there.
I
I
mean, he
just don't
was
know how
keeping up
far
with
yeah,
who
that
was it?
big pack. It was, I believe it was,
Mercedes
yeah,
and Sainz.
yeah, I think it was. And Alonso, I think before he ended up taking that group on by charge.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, he was in the picture there like the whole time. But I mean, they could have just tuned that car out to the Waz and said, "Let it die." I
yeah,
mean, I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna scrap the whole car. Might as well burn
Yeah,
it to the ground.
take a few things out with it. Might as well.
Yeah. All right. What else do you? Any highlights? Any other highlights that we're missing?
Um,
You mentioned Yuki.
yes. Bye bye.
Oh, oh. I guess we haven't talked much about. We talked about Alonso, but not had a section for
Not
Alonso.
yeah. I need a section for Alonso because at 41, he still got it. I mean,
Oh, definitely. Like,
dude. I mean, he's so good.
hey,
And
60 is the new 40.
he's fun to watch, which is what's crazy to me.
No,
Like when you get him in car, he's not complaining about his tires. That's a little dig at Hamilton. He's like, this car is awesome, or he's like, aha, yes, bye bye.
oh, that was
you
beautiful.
know, or
Eh, I don't know if you didn't watch the race and just saw the end, you would think he won that race. The way he
yeah,
was celebrating, which I
yeah,
like better than the robot that is Verstappen with the little.
yeah,
like I like some emotion, and the Spaniard definitely has that in bulk. So
yeah.
it's fun to see him happy, which we haven't seen him in a while.
We haven't seen a happy happy Alonso in a long time. A lot of frustration out of him. I think he did podium. Did he podium once last year? I think he
No,
did.
the
No,
only podium outside of the top three was Lando Norris. You can fact check me on that, but yes,
then he podiumed the year before for Alpine. Is that what it was? He podiumed one
yes,
year for Alpine.
yeah, no, it was 2
Um,
years ago.
okay, I was like, I know I'm not crazy. Yeah. So very excited to see him. The move that he did on Hamilton at turn 10 was amazing. Not a
Beautiful.
typical place to pass. just because it is a very tight corner, let alone passing on the inside. I think it just speaks volumes to how strong the car is, how confident he is in the car too. And then if you go back, I think it's a couple of laps later when he was challenging Signs, that car had so much more grip that he almost drove into the side of Signs.
Yes, I do remember that. It's no, I don't know where that car came from. Like he said, 8 months ago, they didn't think they were gonna be in this position. So
Yeah.
good on them. Like it's ridiculous what they did, and I love it because it's not just the same three teams over and over. Uh, so
Yeah, it's very exciting to have somebody else new at the top.
could he be
I
a
hope that
title
they can
contender?
stay there. In any other season, I would say yes. I just unless something happens to reliability at Red Bull or something, I don't know. And we still can't discount Ferrari from this equation, but right now it definitely seems like those two are the teams to beat,
Yeah.
Red Bull and Aston Martin. I hope that Aston Martin brings in all the upgrades they need to stay competitive.
Do we see? I mean, not that Merck wasn't competitive, but do we see him at the top anytime soon?
I think they're going to be challenging, at least for like the second team finish type stuff. If we learned anything about Mercedes and Toto, is they are very, very determined to get what they want. So you can't discount that. You can't discredit that. They'll probably still be at the point, sometime this season fighting for the top. I don't know if they'll be at the top, but they'll be up there. Don't discount them. They said they're going to kind of take it back and rework the whole concept of the car. So
I mean, George already said that the championship is already done, and just give it to
he's
Red Bull.
dramatic. He's just kind of whining. Let him vent.
I know. Oh man, I lost my train of thought there, but but yes, no, Alonso, amazing driver at 41, amazing driver at 20. So
Yeah.
it's so good to see him. Like we did say he was gonna push everything out of that car. I just didn't know that was it.
I
Like
just didn't know the car was going to have a lot to give.
exactly.
So one thing to pay attention to on that car too that I noticed a lot is how much that car likes to break traction. Like it is a little slidey. It was a little squirrely. So I think
Yeah,
there's a lot of juice in that car, and they're kind of just leaving it untapped for Alonso to figure out how much he wants to get out of it.
yeah.
You know,
And I love
they're
it.
not capping that power. They're not capping anything from it. I think Alonso probably prefers the car that way, kind of like the way Max does. Max
Hmm.
prefers a little squirrelier. Like, hey, give me all the power. I'll drive the car.
I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, don't hold it back. Let it all be there. I'll use it. And
No,
I think that's where they're kind of similar.
so yeah. So I hope to see some Verstappen Alonso battles. Uh,
Yeah, that would be awesome. Really good racers.
so even Checo Alonso. I mean, they're just great. On that, I also love the all Spanish cool down room.
Well, mostly Spanish.
Yes. But,
That Max was just like, I'm here.
yeah. I mean, and the funny thing, I saw it back. They did say his name, but that's it. So he's like, "How far were you from Max?" In Spanish, so all you can hear if it's like, "Oh, Max." You're like, "Hey, you said
Yeah.
something about me."
Hey.
Yeah. So then they were just talking about how do you think that conversation with Alonso and Stroll went after uh, Alonso found out he's the one that tapped him.
uh, I mean, I'm sure that there was nothing really bad to be said.
No, I think they're.
Podium
I
in
think
P6. I think if it would have went worse, there might have been some words, but I mean, I think
no,
they're just probably like, we have a good fucking car. Let's go. Let's get this thing on the road.
no. If I were to be Alonso, I'd have been like, "What the hell?" and then just laugh it off, just to scare him a little bit.
Yeah, just like throw your helmet at him, and then be like, "Nah, I'm
Yeah,
good."
yeah, exactly. But yeah, the next topic. Do you think the FIA messed up with all those Ocon penalties?
Um, no,
No.
no. They penalties were there. I mean, there was a reason for getting. They're all justified. Were they a little bit strict? Yeah, maybe. If we didn't have that first one, we probably wouldn't have had any of the following ones. But a rule's a rule, and if they deemed he broke it, he broke it.
Okay.
So
I like it. All right. Predictions for Jeddah, which is in 2 weeks' time. Let's go top four.
top four. Yeah, we do have an interesting battle now, don't we?
Yeah.
Um,
While you do that, I also will think.
I think we're definitely going to see Max on top again.
Okay.
He's very strong at Jeddah. Was it last year that he almost put together like the perfect pole lap, or was that the year before,
The
21?
year before,
I mean, that lap
when
was
he tapped that.
insane. Yeah, that lap was absolutely gross. So I think he likes that track. Um, suited for the track. The car suited for that track. He's going to do well there. We saw last year. Did Checo win that one? No, Max won last year.
Max won. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was where Charles finished second.
Yes.
Um, I don't really know where I see Checo falling in line. I mean, the car is so fast. I think I can see him taking P2 again. Um, I'm gonna go right back to the same podium. I'm gonna go Alonso, but I'm gonna put Charles in fourth. I'm gonna put Charles there. Um, I know that Aston is faster. I know it can outpace the Ferrari. It can outdeg the Ferrari. So that's why I'm putting Alonso back in that spot. I think if he can really put together a good qualifying lap, he'd take it home all the way to the third place spot. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Well, it's after seeing that first race, it's kind of hard not to go with that same podium. Uh, so I'm gonna go Max, Checo, Alonso, and I'll throw Sainz in there, just because of the Le Pen.
The
Uh,
pain.
so I'll do that. I don't know. It seems like it's that way until proven otherwise. That's gonna be
Yeah.
the top.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I definitely am with you there. It definitely seems like if something can go wrong, it will for Le Pen. So I definitely don't doubt something happening there. My real question is, do you think any of the rookies are going to struggle with Jeddah?
Uh, if any, I think it would be Logan.
You think
So
so?
I think so. Not. I think he'll struggle. I think he'll still do well, but he's gonna have a hard time in the free practices, and then bring it home, or not home, but give us a good race.
Mhm.
But we might see a spin out in free practice from Logan Sargent.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
there have been some quality track improvements, but it is a tough track. So I think some of those guys will have a little bit of trouble there.
and I'm not saying Yastri because I think the car is slow enough for him not to
He's not going to
have
spin
a.
out.
Yeah.
Impossible to get the thing to spin out when you can't break traction. So
Yep. Um. So yeah. All right. We woke up for this award. Uh, I have my pick. I'm ready for it. What about you?
you send your pick. You bring it on in. I got to think just a second on it. Still,
All right. The we woke up for this award is headed to Esteban Ocon. For me, that's my nominee. Just for it just sucked. It was not his day, like you said. It was a disaster class. And then him complaining at the end, "Is this what I've been doing my whole career? Why is it like doesn't don't say that? Now you're gonna be seen even more."
yeah, it's not
So
a good look. I think mine is just going to go to the whole of McLaren. Just how much worse can it get? It's pretty bad.
We will find out.
We definitely will find out, but that was an awful showing from them, from a team that was like, we're going to battle for fourth. It's no.
I mean, they were battling for 19th place at one point.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely were.
Right. But all right, we talked about El Plan,
A plan.
and I'm excited for that. I hope it's not a one-off. I just hope so. That the car doesn't, crap on him next race.
Yeah,
But yeah. All right.
reliability is good out of it. The rest of the car is great. So
Yeah, exactly. All right. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
no, I think everything's been covered here. Hopefully Ferrari's got their control electronics figured out. Interested to see how their penalties go the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That's my
I'll
thought.
I have a question for the audience. Which race would you like to watch along with us live? Let us know in the comments. I'm excited for that, especially with some of everybody getting new microphones and cameras. So that's exciting. It's gonna be better
I
sound.
still haven't seen Plead's new setup, so I need to get in on that.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds really good. And don't forget to subscribe, share it, follow us on all social medias.
Listen on your way to work. Listen on your lunch break.
Yep. And that's it for us. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Loki.
Oh,
And
of course, anytime, brother.
we will see you in Jeddah.
Jeddah.